At the Tourism Indaba 2016. A very good morning to you once again, Lee, and I see we have a beautiful view this morning.
This is the land of beginnings. This is where it all started, and they want to tell you it was all still and quiet. But I beg to differ. This is the land where joy and rhythm always was, and that joy and promise can be vouched for by the sun that shines above us, by the moons and the rivers and the seas. And I'm talking about the ocean who gave birth to rhythm, the very rhythm that keeps us going, whether we are asleep or awake. That gives us the joy of an African child who takes her first step. And the ocean gave birth to rhythm that teaches a child who falls in love with the cowhide drum at the coming of age ceremony. It's 2016 at Indaba, at Gcina. That rhythm is still here with us.
That is the best way to describe what we're seeing here today. Gcina Mhlophe, thank you so much for that. Thanks for being with us here on the program. You this time are an ambassador for Indaba. Is it the first time you've ever been the ambassador, or have you been an ambassador before? Yeah?
No, I've never been an ambassador, but I always celebrate this Indaba. I love it.
It's a huge thing for all of us, but I mean especially for you, because I don't think anybody can voice the beauty of South Africa and the history of South Africa and the culture of South Africa how you do. And it's beautiful.
And to have visitors from different parts of the world enjoying our city and enjoying a place that has got so much versatility and the different cultures and the people who come here and the people who have found home in this place. It's an African city, and I'm grateful that it's happening here in Durban.
It really is, and I mean, you know, you're a storyteller. It's what you do. It's all about that. And I mean, coming to South Africa, there is a story to be told when visitors come here. And I mean, do you think people enjoy the story of South Africa? Do they know the story of South Africa?
I think when people come here, they want to know more about the story of South Africa, because for a long time it was focused on the political side of the story of South Africa. But there are so many versions and many stories to be told by our people, and people are getting to know it through Indaba.
Yeah, and that's what's important. I mean, it's knowing those stories, telling somebody else about those stories, and then coming back here and telling your friends to come back and experience it themselves. You travel the world. I mean, you do. You travel the world telling your stories. What is the perception of South Africa?
People are very curious about South Africa. People know certain iconic names. They know certain events. You know, when you arrive, oh, Miriam Makeba, oh, Mapida Stadium, Nelson Mandela, they just know certain names and certain events. But one of the most important thing about South Africa is that they are fascinated by the joy that we possess. They are fascinated by the resilience that we have. And when people physically come here, they say, I didn't know it was so beautiful. And I love that.
That is probably the best reaction that you can get from any tourist that comes into a country, is that they arrive here and you think, no, I had no idea. I mean, I knew it was nice, but not this nice. This is just so beautiful. But the culture, I know we chatted about it a bit earlier. Selling culture is a big thing. I mean, when I go traveling, I mean, I want to go into a country that is rich in culture. And I mean, you feel like that you've inherited something once you've left. And that's something we need to do more. And I know that going out and bringing the small businesses, going into townships, going into the rural areas is something that they're trying to do a lot of. Did you see much of that happening here at Indaba?
I see that people want to visit certain places, go Krautville, they want to go see a little bit of the townships, and I like the fact that also they got to taste different types of food that we make here in South Africa. And when they taste that food, they have got informal conversations with the people, and they ask, what is this? Oh yes, you eat it at weddings, you do what? And then they ask those little questions. And I'm hoping that over time people are going to get used to certain types of food we eat, and they find the synergies with what they have in their own countries, and they feel like, you know what, South Africa could be my second home as well. And so the way we interact with others as well, because when I travel in different countries, I find amazing people that I think, I'm in Uruguay, Montevideo, and I have a sense of being at home there as well. And so for me, I think the big job we have at Indaba is to make people feel welcome, to feel at home, but also celebrate their uniqueness with us.
this is your home. You talk about a home. Durban is your home. I mean, you were pointing out to me
Yes,
where
I live
you
over
live.
there on the bluff. There's my home.
And you stare at the sea every single day.
I look into this Indian Ocean every single day, and it's the kind of thing that reminds me to be grateful. One of the most asked questions when people say, why are you so happy all the time? You're full of energy, you're happy. I tell them, I'm living on vitamin G, baby. Vitamin G, vitamin gratitude. I'm grateful to be alive and all to be living in a beautiful country like mine, a country that's evolving and changing and growing.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I just think it's an absolutely magnificent. It's a magnificent place to be at in South Africa. I know we have our difficulties, and we all know
Yes,
that.
we
I
do.
mean, and that is a reality. But at the end of the day, I think you just got to take a step back, and I think it's somebody like you that makes us appreciate who we are, where we've come from, and to just, I suppose, just appreciate this country that we have and not abuse it.
We need to appreciate the country we have and not abuse it, but also lead by example. Young people, they look to us. We can say all kinds of things when we speak the words, but it's not about words, it's about actions. So we adults coming from different cultures, different cultural backgrounds, it doesn't matter where we are coming from. We must make sure we lead by example. Our young people should see the way we walk. We can't be like a crab walking sideways and tell children to walk straight. This country needs us. Let's be honest, let's be loving, let's be respectful.
Yeah. We've got the most beautiful visuals on the screen at the moment. I mean,
Yay.
Gcina, have a look at that. I mean, we can just see, this is what you see every
Yes,
single day.
that's what I
I don't
see
get
when I
to
wake up
see
in the
this
morning.
as South Africans, but I just want to leave it with you, because I think your words are much more beautiful than my words. And I think if you can perhaps inspire us on this Monday morning, give us one of your most beautiful poems, or just leave us with some inspiring words. We'd absolutely love that if you don't mind. Good. Enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, Gcina Mhlophe.
Bantu bakithi uma sikhuluma ngezwekazi leAfrika sikhuluma ngezwekazi elasinikeza ombuya nehanda oQueen Amanitare onzinga sikhuluma ngoPatrice Lumumba oJulius Nyerere babizeni basondele sikhuluma ngomkabayi kaJama sikhuluma ngeingqungqulu into zohinsa nofaku babizeni basondele leningizimu Afrika iyasithokozisa ithi vukani sebenzani khuthalani vukani sakhe isizwe ungadlali kuningi okusasilindile inselelo zekuthina thina abadala asinyathele ngobuqotho sinyathele ngokuzethemba singawusabi umsebenzi. Unless we build this nation we shall be sorry. We must love our country enough to do right. We must love our country enough to call those spirits of Enoch Sontonga who said inkosi sikelela iAfrica. God bless Africa. God bless this wonderful continent, the continent of beginnings. Sithi halala.